Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever or whenever you happen to be listening to this. Thank you for listening to the Sales for the Nigerian Wedding Industry podcast. I'm your host, Abuja based event and wedding photographer, Tavishima Ayede. Okay, well, first off, I'm recording this not at home as I usually do, but I'm over at the mechanic as most of us often are from time to time because there's something wrong with the car. And it's got me thinking. 2021 has to be the year we make some good money so that we can start riding around in brand new cars, because driving around in these second-hand vehicles and all the attendant problems after a while stops being fun. So hopefully this year is going to be the year where we get brand new wheels. And if I do happen to make that, I'll be sure to let you guys know. And it's not going to be anything fancy because I like to keep it low key. Anyway, that's enough about me. So, straight to the topic for today. I'm going to make a detour, as I usually do, but don't worry, I'm going to get back to the regular topic on the next recording tomorrow. Something happened to me recently, today while I was making my sales calls, and I figured that I should share this experience with you guys, because we do not realize how we let business opportunities and connections fall through the cracks when we're not on top of our game when it comes to following up and following through with opportunities. Now, of course, that kind of indirectly ties back to what we discussed yesterday. So if you didn't listen to yesterday's recording, then after you're done with this, just skip back one more episode and then listen to all the juicy goodness that we had going on over there. So, what happened today that I'd like to share with you guys? It was someone's birthday, and I saw that on WhatsApp. So I decided to hit up and, wish happy birthday, say how far, what's up with the business, and, stuff like that. And then, while we're having that chat, I remembered that the lady in question tried to refer someone to me early on in the year, maybe like the first week of January, someone who needed a video crew for a television opportunity. And I called the person twice, no answer, followed up messages, and at the time I was migrating my follow through and contact management system over from Evernote to Google Calendar, and so some things just got lost in the mix. And of course, I forgot to follow up with the chap. So anyway, I spoke to our mutual friend, and she was like, "Oh, yeah, cool." The guy eventually sorted himself out. And since I have a sales process, and sometimes things fall through the crack, nevertheless, I still have a process for how things ought to go. And when I make mistakes, I just, say mea culpa, I'm guilty, and then I try to take things up from there. So I follow through with my process anyway, which would be to reestablish contact, be sure that the fellow was able to find a suitable vendor for his project, and then, go into the whole POGO framework, something that I explained in the earlier podcast, and that's something from Zig Ziglar, where you try to ask qualifying questions about the person, the opportunity, their goals, and what else, the outcomes that they're looking for. It's a handy way. That's POGO is a handy framework for keeping in touch with people, because then you know what everyone's about, what people are trying to do, and it makes you very useful, because whenever there is a want or a need within your network, you're able to match people up, quite sharply, and that's because you already know. You already know everyone in your on your contact base. You already know who they are, what they do, what they need, stuff like that. So you can hook people up and be a valuable part of your network. So I called the dude, and of course he couldn't remember, but when I made reference to the earlier messages, it was like, oh, okay, yeah, you're that guy. And then we got chatting, and it was a project. That he's working on, something that is supposed to be on Netflix. I didn't quite get if it's supposed to be on Netflix or if it's a production that is being that is in the works currently with Netflix. And the more we spoke, the more that we saw that we had a few things in common. He also runs a couple of his stuff through the British Council, and I also have been a British Council I've been a British Council vendor. I'm one of their regular vendors, at least I'd like to think so, because I've done a lot of work with them in the past. The most recent one being the campaign for the International Women's Day. That's the team on rule of law and anti-corruption. So they're the ones that sponsor that one. And we went around the IDP camps in Abuja to see how these women are getting skills acquisition, and people are helping them out with access to the market and things like that. So yeah, there was a lot of stuff to catch up on, not just on our mutual friend, the project with Netflix, and then projects that we've handled for the British Council, stuff like that. So it turned out to be an okay call, because at least now we know each other, we kind of know what each other is about, and of course I told him to fill me in on when the project runs live on Netflix, so that I can, because it's nice to see what other things are out there, because we young hustlers in Nigeria, we're constantly creating new opportunities, constantly working on new stuff. So it's always nice meeting new people, different spheres, different industries, and to see what people are working on. So yeah, I guess you could say I met a cool dude today, and I've made a note in my calendar this time, and then of course I now have the appropriate follow-up script in place, and I'm going to pursue it accordingly, because you never know what future opportunities might come from the people that you meet. Even if you happen to blow up not blow up, what's that word? Even if you even if you happen to mess up the initial business transaction which you were queued up for. So now, this is not to say that if I had followed up diligently on my processes that I would have gotten this gig, because the crew that I run with, the video crew that I run with, are mostly from a documentary and TV productions background, and also handle weddings. And then, of course, I'm a weddings and events guy. So it's possible that we might not even have had the skills necessary to put together Netflix / Nollywood / Hollywood type scripts and things of that nature. But bottom line is, what I'm trying to share with you guys from today's experience is, you have to be on point with your follow-ups, because lots of things are falling through the crack, and you wake up every day and you think everything is okay and all is cool. The reason why you think all is cool is because you don't know what opportunities you failed to follow up on in the past. There's one sales trainer that I used to listen to a while ago. He's with Kiyosaki's people, the Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and he's fond of saying that you don't need more leads, that you already have enough valuable leads and people within your own network. But the problem is you're leaving money sitting on the table. You're not following up with opportunities. You're not being in touch with people the way you should. You're not qualifying situations and things of that nature. So, bottom line, that's the gospel that I'm here to share with you guys today. Let's be on top of our follow-up, because there are lots of opportunities that we are passing up, lots of opportunities, lots of interesting people within our circles, people being referred to us, people that we meet when we're running our Instagram ads or doing our wedding fairs or whatever it is. So let's be on top of our game, and let's not leave money lying on the table. So basically, that's the testimony that I've come to share with you guys today. Okay, no, that wouldn't be a testimony, because the testimony is when something good happens and you get some change in your pocket, or maybe a miracle. So anyway, this is me signing off for today. I'm still over here at the mechanic, waiting for them to come back and give me another spiel about my ball bearings, about how maybe we need to replace them or get a new one, or how it is with these mechanics. Or maybe it's my own fault because I keep buying second-hand cars. Anyway, that's enough about me. So thank you guys for listening to the Sales for the Nigerian Wedding Industry podcast. I'm your host, Abuja-based event and wedding photographer Tabishima Ayede. I'll catch you guys at the next recording.